You are tired before the day even begins. You wake up with heavy eyes, like your body never fully came back from yesterday. You move through the morning slowly. You answer messages late. You forget small things. You look at simple tasks and feel like they are too big. And the strange part is, all day you keep thinking, I just need sleep. But when night comes, your body lies down, and your mind stands up. The room becomes quiet. The lights are off. The world stops asking things from you. But inside your head, everything gets louder. A memory from 3 days ago comes back. A mistake from work comes back. A message you did not answer comes back. A future problem that has not even happened yet suddenly feels urgent. You are not awake because you are full of energy. You are awake because some part of your brain does not believe it is safe to let go. And once you understand that, your tiredness starts to look different. Because this is not laziness. It is not weakness. And it is not always a sleep problem. Sometimes it is a nervous system that has been running in survival mode for too long. During the day, you may look normal from the outside. You talk, you work, you laugh when you need to. You reply with, I'm fine, because explaining the truth would take too much energy. But inside, your mind is doing invisible work. It is watching people's tone. It is checking if you made someone upset. It is thinking about what could go wrong next. It is trying to stay ready for everything. This kind of mental work does not look like work, but the brain still pays for it. Every time you hold back anger, hide sadness, force focus, or act okay when you are not okay, your brain uses energy. And by the end of the day, your body is tired. But your mind is full. That is the painful split. Your body wants rest, but your brain wants answers. This is why you can feel sleepy on the couch, then wide awake in bed. The couch feels casual. There is no pressure. You are not trying to sleep, but the bed feels like a test. The moment you think, I need to sleep now, your brain starts checking if sleep is happening, and checking is not sleeping. It is like standing at the door, waiting for someone to arrive. The more you watch the door, the less relaxed you become. This is where many people begin to blame themselves. They think, why can't I just sleep like a normal person? But the brain does not work through shame. Shame is a threat signal. When you attack yourself, your brain does not calm down. It becomes more alert. So now you are not only awake, you are awake and judging yourself for being awake. That is how tiredness turns into identity. You stop saying, I had a bad night. You start saying, I am just a tired person. But you are not broken. Your brain is trying to protect you with an old strategy. The problem is, the strategy is no longer helping. Think of your brain like a guard dog. If the dog has lived in a place where danger came often, it learns to bark at every sound. Later, even if the house is quiet, the dog still listens for danger. It is not a bad dog. It is a trained dog. Your nervous system can be the same way. If life has taught you that you must stay alert, stay useful, stay perfect, stay calm, or stay ready, then your brain may treat rest like a risk, because rest means your guard is down. And if your brain believes something might go wrong, it will keep you awake to prepare. This happens through a simple brain system. One part of sleep is sleep pressure. Sleep pressure builds during the day. The longer you are awake, the more your body wants sleep. But another part is arousal. Arousal means how alert your brain and body are. You can have high sleep pressure and still not sleep if your arousal is too high. It is like your body is pressing the brake, but your brain is pressing the gas. The brake says, we are tired. The gas says, stay awake. Something is not settled yet. This is why you may feel sleepy all day but wired at night. Your brain has threat centers, like the amygdala, that watch for danger. You also have a thinking part of the brain that plans, solves problems, and tries to control things. During the day, your thinking brain can stay busy. It pushes worries away by using tasks, screens, people, noise, and movement. But at night, the noise disappears. Now there is nothing to cover the thoughts. So the brain opens every unfinished file, the unpaid bill, the awkward conversation, the fear about the future, the feeling you did not have time to feel. This is called an open loop. The brain does not like unfinished loops. It keeps them active so you do not forget them. That is helpful when you need to remember something important. But at night, it can become painful. Your brain keeps saying, don't forget this, and you keep saying, please let me sleep. There is also another pattern. If you spend many nights worrying in bed, the brain starts to connect your bed with thinking. Not because you chose that, because the brain learns by pattern. If the bed becomes the place where you scroll, worry, replay, plan, and blame yourself, then your brain slowly learns. This is where we stay awake. So the goal is not to force sleep. The goal is to teach your brain that night is not the time to fight life. And this starts before your head touches the pillow. The first thing you can do is make a small ending ritual, not a long routine, just a clear signal to your brain that the day has been closed. Take a notebook or your phone and write 3 short lines. 1 line for what is unfinished, 1 line for what can wait, 1 line for what you will do tomorrow. For example, you write, "Email Sarah tomorrow at 10. Work problem can wait until morning. I do not need to solve my whole life tonight." This works because your brain needs proof that the open loop has been stored. When you write it down, your brain does not have to hold it in working memory all night. It can relax a little because the task now exists outside your head. The second thing is to lower your body's alarm before you try to sleep. Many people try to sleep while their body is still in stress mode. That is like trying to park a car while your foot is still on the gas. Before bed, slow your breathing, not in a forced way. Just breathe out a little longer than you breathe in. A long exhale tells the nervous system that danger is not close. It sends a message through the body. We do not need to run right now. For example, you can sit in a dark room and breathe slowly for 2 minutes. Do not do it to win sleep. Do it to stop feeding alertness. Sleep comes easier when the brain stops feeling watched. The third thing is to stop solving emotional problems in bed. This one is hard because the mind loves to start deep thinking at night. But bed is not a courtroom. You do not need to replay every conversation there. If your mind is too active, get up quietly. Sit somewhere dim. Write the thought in one simple sentence, like "I felt ignored today. I am scared, I am falling behind, I am angry, but I did not say it." Then stop. You are not writing a whole diary. You are giving the emotion a name. This works because naming a feeling helps the thinking brain organize it. A named feeling is easier for the brain to hold. An unnamed feeling keeps moving around in the dark. The fourth thing is to give your mind a place to be honest during the day. If you never let yourself feel anything in daylight, your emotions will come to you at midnight. The brain does not delete feelings because you are busy. It saves them. So give yourself 10 quiet minutes before night. Walk without music. Sit without scrolling. Ask yourself, what did I push down today? Maybe the answer is small. Maybe you were hurt by a short reply. Maybe you felt behind. Maybe you were lonely around people. This matters because sleep is not only about the body, it is also about emotional safety. A mind that feels unheard will keep knocking. The fifth thing is to change the way you speak to yourself when you cannot sleep. Do not say, "I am failing again." Say, "My system is still alert." This is not fake positivity. It is accurate. Your brain is not trying to ruin your life. It is trying to protect you, even if it is doing it in the wrong way. That small change matters because self-blame increases stress, and stress keeps the brain awake. But a calm label can reduce the second layer of fear. You may still be awake, but now you are not fighting yourself on top of it. And that is where change begins. The simple mental model is this. Your body is tired because it has carried the day. Your mind is awake because it has not released the day. So sleep does not begin only when you close your eyes. It begins when your brain believes the day is no longer a threat, when unfinished tasks have a place, when emotions have a name, when your body feels less watched, when the bed becomes a place for rest again, not a place for battle. You may not fix everything in one night. That is not the goal. The goal is to stop treating sleep like a war, because the more you fight for sleep, the more your brain learns that night is dangerous. But when you gently close the loops, lower the alarm, and stop attacking yourself, your brain gets a different message. It learns that quiet does not always mean danger. It learns that rest does not mean you are falling behind. It learns that you do not have to solve your whole life before morning. Maybe tonight your mind will still talk. Maybe it will bring old thoughts again, but you can meet them differently. Not with panic, not with shame, not with the feeling that you are broken. You can say, "I hear you, but we are not solving this right now." And that sentence may not sound powerful, but to an exhausted brain, it can feel like a slow closing. Not forever, just for tonight. Because sometimes the first step towards sleep is not forcing your mind to be silent. Sometimes it is finally letting your mind know the day is over.